You know, there's something really great about making those outdoor moments last longer, even when it starts getting a bit cooler.
Oh, definitely. You see it all over.
Yeah, restaurants keeping patios packed deep into the fall, people really maximizing their backyards all year. And the key thing, the magic that lets that happen when it's cold, outdoor heating.
It really is a fascinating shift, isn't it? How we use those spaces. And today, yeah, we're doing a deep dive into the whole economic picture behind it, the global outdoor heating market.
Right.
Our main source here is the Global Outdoor Heating Market Report 2025, and honestly, it shows some really compelling stuff.
So our mission today really is to unpack this report for you, pull out the most important bits about this growing market, so you get the landscape, the future outlook, without drowning in data.
Exactly. And the market's already pretty big. Right now in 2025, we're looking at a global value of USD 124.5 million.
Wow. Okay. But the really interesting part, I think, is where it's headed. It's not static.
Not at all.
The forecast shows some serious growth, right? It's projected to hit USD 2,580.46 million by 2033.
That's it. And that translates to a compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of 6.80% starting from 2025.
Okay, so 6.8%. Just to clarify for everyone, a CAGR basically means the average growth each year for those 8 years building on the previous year's value.
Precisely. It shows that compounding effect, indicating a really dynamic sector.
Yeah.
And as we dig in, we'll see which regions are really driving this and some maybe surprising factors like, outdoor dining trends and even tech advancements.
Okay, let's start with that big picture again. We mentioned the global numbers just to lock those in. 2025 market size is USD 124.5 million.
Correct. And looking ahead to 2033, the projection is USD 2580.46 million.
Got it. And that steady climb gives us that 6.80% CAGR between 2025 and 2033. So, okay, it's big, it's growing, but geographically, where's the bulk of this activity happening now?
Right now, North America is the leader. In 2025, they actually held over 40% of the global market. That's a value of USD 564.07 million.
Over 40%. Okay. But you mentioned their growth might be a bit slower compared to elsewhere.
That's right, relatively speaking. North America's projected CAGR is 5.3%, still growing, mind you, reaching about USD 851.6 million by 2033.
And within that, the U.S. is obviously a huge chunk.
Oh, absolutely. The U.S. market alone was USD 445.05 million in 2025, with its own projected CAGR of 5.1%.
But North America isn't just the U.S., of course, Canada, Mexico.
They're definitely part of it. Canada's market in 2025 was around USD 67.69 million, and actually growing a bit faster, a 6.1% CGR. Mexico is also significant, USD 51.33 million in 2025 and a 5.8% CAGR.
Okay. Now let's hop across the Atlantic, Europe, which works out to USD 442.11 million.
Okay.
And their projected growth is pretty strong as well, a CAGR of 5.9%, taking them to around USD 696.7 million by 2033.
Still a very decent expansion. Any standout countries within Europe? Yeah, several. The UK market, for example, was USD 724.27 million in 2025, and it's expected to grow at 6.7%. Germany is actually bigger in size, USD 87.54 million with a 6.1% CAGR. France is another key one, USD 40.67 million, growing at 5.1%. And then you see, consistent growth across quite a few other European nations, maybe a bit more moderate in some cases.
It's just like the report lists quite a few others.
It does. Let's see. Russia was USD 68.53 million with a 4.9% CAGR. Italy, USD 38.02 million, 5.3% CAGR.
All right.
And then even smaller markets showing good momentum. Sweden at USD 13.71 million, that's a 6.0% CAGR. Denmark, USD 9.28 million, 5.7%. Switzerland, USD 6.63 million, 5.5%. Even Luxembourg, USD 5.31 million, but a strong 6.2% CAGR.
Oh, okay.
And the rest of Europe combined adds another USD 61.89 million, growing at 4.6%.
Yeah.
So yeah, North America leads in size, but Europe, it's a picture of really established markets still expanding steadily.
That really paints a clear picture of the established players. Now let's shift gears to what sounds like the real engine for future growth, Asia Pacific.
You nailed it. APAC's market share in 2025 was like around 23%. That's USD 365.88 million. But, and this is the key part, it's projected to grow the fastest, a really impressive CGR of 9.5%,
What?
taking it to USD 757.4 million by 2033.
9.5%. That's nearly doubling in, what, 8 years? What's lighting the fire under that kind of growth?
Well, a huge factor is the surge in demand from hospitality and catering across that region.
Huh.
Hotels, restaurants.
Okay.
It probably ties into rapid urbanization, a growing middle class, more disposable income, people wanting those leisure and dining experiences outside, maybe even more so than in mature markets.
Makes sense.
And China's obviously a massive driver there. USD 153.67 million market in 2025, projected 9.0% CAGR.
But it's not just China driving that huge APAC number, right?
Not at all. Japan's market was substantial too, USD 50.49 million with an 8.0% CAGR. South Korea, USD 43.91 million, 8.6% CAGR. And then there's India.
Yeah.
India actually has the highest national CAGR mentioned in the whole report, a striking 11.4%. Their 2025 market was USD 36.59 million.
11.4%. Incredible.
It really is. And others are strong too. Australia, USD 19.03 million, 8.8% AGR. Singapore, USD 7.32 million, but a 9.8% AGR. Taiwan, USD 14.27 million, 9.3%. Southeast Asia as a whole, USD 24.15 million, growing at 10.3%.
Wow.
And the rest of APAC adds another USD 16.46 million at 9.3%. So yeah, Asia Pacific is definitely the region to watch. Big things happening there.
No kidding. It really sounds like APAC is the place for explosive growth. What about the other regions, South America, for instance?
South America has a smaller slice of the pie, just over 5% market share in 2025. That was USD 57.93 million.
Okay.
But still, it's showing healthy growth. Projected AGR is 7.5%, which would take it to USD 103.2 million by 2033.
And key players there.
Brazil is significant, USD 24.79 million with an 8.1% CAGR. And Argentina, though smaller at USD 9.73 million, has an even higher projected CAGR of 8.5%.
Interesting. Okay, and quickly, the Middle East and Africa.
The Middle East is around 2% market share in 2025, about USD 60.98 million, but it's growing strongly too. 8.1% CAGR expected, reaching USD 113.5 million by 2033.
Thanks. Saudi Arabia and the UAE are standouts there. Saudi Arabia, USD 21.46 million, 8.4% CAGR. USD 12.56 million, 8.6% CAGR.
Yeah, and Africa.
Africa is about 1% share currently, USD 33.54 million in 2025. Also growing at a good clip, 7.1% CAGR, projected to hit USD 58.1 million by 2033. South Africa is the main market mentioned there. USD 11.81 million with an 8.0% CAGR.
So, okay, smaller shares for those last few regions, but still showing promising growth rates. Some quite high, actually.
Exactly. Growth is pretty much across the board, just at different paces and starting from different bases.
So to recap the regional picture, North America is the biggest market today, but Asia Pacific is where the really rapid expansion is expected.
That sums it up nicely.
Okay, now let's dig into the why. What's really fueling this global demand for outdoor heating? What are the key drivers?
The report highlights a couple of main ones.
Mm.
First, and maybe most obvious, is just the growing preference for outdoor dining and entertainment.
Yeah, you feel that everywhere. It really took off post-pandemic, didn't it? And businesses, especially hospitality restaurants, bars, hotels, they're investing seriously in their outdoor spaces now, trying to keep customers comfortable, keep them there longer.
Absolutely. We've all seen those patios buzzing way later into the year than they used to. It's interesting, the report even calls out Solo Stove, launching their first patio heater back in 2022. They were known for fire pits before that, right?
Exactly. It shows how companies are seeing this trend and jumping in.
Yeah.
And that heater, warming a 10-foot radius for 3 hours, that's the kind of practical innovation meeting that desire for comfy outdoor time.
Makes sense. And the second driver?
It's sort of related, just the overall increased demand from patios, resorts, the whole hospitality sector, really. And that's being pushed by things like, rising disposable incomes in many parts of the world, more urbanization, and just general tourism growth.
Okay.
So people have more money and more reasons to seek out those enjoyable outdoor experiences.
So it's a push and pull. Consumers want it, businesses are providing it, and the wider economic factors support it.
Okay, but surely there must be something holding it back a bit. Any restraints mentioned?
There is one main one highlighted: cost.
Okay.
The expense of the actual heating units, and sometimes more significantly, the installation. This can definitely be a barrier for, say, individual homeowners on a tighter budget, and especially for smaller businesses, SMEs, who might not have huge capital for big outdoor setups.
Yeah, that's a fair point. The upfront investment can be daunting, even if the long-term benefit of extending the season is clear. Okay, let's pivot now to the future. What significant trends are shaping where this market is going? What's changing in what people want or what technology offers?
Well, a really big one is the demand for heaters that are energy efficient and crucially sustainable.
Mm.
There's a definite shift away from some of the, let's say, less efficient older models towards things like electric, infrared, even biofuel options. And the report notes growing interest in smart heaters, even solar-powered ones.
Yeah. It reflects that broader push for environmental awareness and cutting energy use, plus, potentially saving money long term.
That totally tracks with general trends across so many sectors. Sustainability is huge. What about the tech side? Smart features.
Absolutely. We're seeing more integration of IoT, the Internet of Things, and remote controls.
Well,
People are getting used to smart home tech generally, and they want that convenience for their outdoor heating too. Plus, it ties back into energy efficiency, being able to manage usage easily via an app or voice control.
so the future looks, well, smarter and greener for outdoor heating. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, who are the companies actually driving this? Who are the key players in this competitive space?
Yeah, it's a busy market, definitely fueled by that hospitality demand and just the general outdoor living trend. The report lists quite a few names. Let's see, Infratech, Lava Heat Italia, Bromic. These are often seen in commercial settings.
Right.
Then there's Calcana, Ambience, FireSense, Schwenk. They have that patio Schwenk line. AZ, Patio Heaters, Napoleon, Deva, Lynx Grills. Quite a mix.
That's a diverse list. Any specific new products or innovations that caught your eye in the report?
Yeah, a couple were highlighted recently. HeatSale brought out something called the Twig in February 2024, described as sleek, space-saving, good for homes and businesses.
Okay, the Twig.
And back in July 2023, Hailu launched an outdoor rotating electric patio heater. Modern design, but also practical, it had an IP54 rating, meaning it's pretty well protected against dust and water spray.
Ah, good for actual outdoor use then.
Exactly. These examples show the focus isn't just on heat output anymore, it's also about aesthetics, design, durability, the whole package.
It sounds like form and function are both really important now.
Yeah.
Okay, we touched on this before, but just to crystallize it, based on the report, who's clearly leading now and who's set for the fastest growth?
Right. So in 2025, North America definitely dominated the market size-wise. That's largely down to, the ingrained outdoor living culture and a really strong hospitality industry that uses these heaters a lot.
Got it. North America leads now.
Yep.
And for future growth, all eyes are on APAC.
Precisely. Asia Pacific is projected to have that highest CAGR we talked about, really driven by booming demand in their hospitality and catering sectors as they continue to expand rapidly.
Okay, that's clear. Now, let's slice the market in a few different ways. How does it break down by, say, the type of product people are buying?
Well, in terms of product type, fire-based systems are currently the biggest category.
Fire-based, so that includes...
Yeah, that's things like fire pits, which are hugely popular, outdoor fireplaces, those column-style patio heaters, even fire tables.
Okay.
Their popularity comes from, they work well, they look good, people like watching flames, and they're pretty versatile for different kinds of spaces.
Makes sense.
And interestingly, within that category, the fireplace segment specifically is growing very fast, especially gas and electric models because they're convenient, efficient, and add a nice ambiance.
Yeah, I can see the appeal of an outdoor fireplace without the hassle of wood. Okay, what about price points? How does that segment look?
Price-wise, the low price category actually holds the largest share right now.
So, budget-friendly options dominate.
Yeah, likely due to affordability, accessibility. Makes sense. However, the report says the medium price category is the fastest growing.
Ah, okay. So people are trading up.
It suggests that, a trend towards consumers maybe being willing to spend a bit more to get a better balance of quality and features, perhaps driven by wanting nicer setups for outdoor dining or just better tech available in that mid-range now.
Interesting. So a shift towards the middle.
Yep.
Now, who are the main buyers? The end users.
Currently, the residential sector, so individual homeowners is the largest group buying these.
Right, for backyards, patios.
Exactly, just people wanting to make their own outdoor spaces more comfortable and usable. But similar to the price trend, the commercial sector is where the rapid growth is happening.
Restaurants, hotels?
Yep, restaurants, hotels, resorts, event venues. They're all investing in outdoor heating to enhance the customer experience and basically extend their business seasons or usable space.
There's that hospitality driver again. Okay, finally, how are people buying these things? Distribution channels.
Right now, the online market is dominant.
Makes sense. Convenience selection.
Exactly. Huge selection online, competitive pricing, easy comparison shopping. But again, looking at growth, the fastest growing channel is actually company-owned websites.
Oh, direct to consumer.
Precisely. More manufacturers are selling directly, bypassing retailers. It gives them, more control over branding, customer relationships, and potentially keeps more of the profit margin.
That's a really significant shift in how products get to market. Okay, so as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into the Global Outdoor Heating Market Report 2025, what are the absolute key takeaways for you, the listener, to hold on to?
I think the biggest one is just the sheer momentum. That projected a global CAGR of 6.80% between 2025 and 2033. It signals a really healthy, expanding market.
Yeah, that's a strong number. And within that, the fire-based products, fire pits, fireplaces, seem to be a real hot spot, no pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. The demand for things that are both effective heaters and look good, plus all the design and sustainability improvements, is really pushing that segment forward.
And the way we buy them is changing too, with that move towards direct sales from the manufacturer's own sites.
Definitely. That's a trend to watch, offering brands more direct engagement with their customers.
So for you listening, it's worth thinking about how this all plays out. Are you considering outdoor heating for your own place to get more use out of it? Or if you're in hospitality, how are you thinking about upgrading or adding heating? This market's growth really touches on how we live, how we socialize, how businesses operate, especially with this increasing value we place on being outdoors.
And it really does spark a fascinating thought, doesn't it? With this huge focus on stretching the outdoor season, blurring the lines, how much further can outdoor heating innovations take us? Could we see completely unexpected technologies or designs emerge that change our relationship with indoor-outdoor spaces even more in the next few years?
It's definitely food for thought. What's next for outdoor comfort tech? If you are interested in digging even deeper after this conversation, we absolutely encourage you to check out the full Global Outdoor Heating Market Report 2025 or look for related research. There's a lot more detail out there if you want to continue exploring.